Listen to this. I have autism, and social interaction is really hard for me. I've tried being talkative in conversation, but I can never say the right thing. So I tried asking questions, but no one would ever ask me any. I'm in a place where I have no clue what to do because I don't know how to balance these two. But I don't know how to get people to like me. And no, being myself has never worked. That only works for fun people, XD. So this is a comment that I got in a recent video, and I'm making this in part inspired by that. So anybody that feels exactly like this, stay to the end. I'm gonna go over everything that you need to know. So for starters, you need to realize that people are different, not just in general, but the same people can be different in socially tight and socially loose environments. What do I mean by those two strange terms? So socially tight and socially loose refer to how talkative the area you're in, or how conducive the area is to talking. Socially loose environments are places like clubs, are places like teams, places like networking events, socials, parties, places where people are naturally going to be interacting with each other. Socially tight environments are places like, let's say, transport, bus, train. It could be at, let's say you're just walking by a busy street, or even if you want to go to an extreme, like a funeral or some sort of very heavy environment. These places, people can still be talkative. Like, I've had good conversations with people on buses or trains, but it's much harder to get them to almost switch on in a way. And I've noticed this with myself as well. Sometimes I'm not really on unless I'm in a social situation. And what I mean by on is just open to having fun conversations. I've been to parties where I just felt like I was vibing. People could talk to me at any point about anything, and I could have like a 5-10 minute discussion with them. And then I've been to places where I can really only get one word in before I'm just checked out mentally. And other people are like this, probably even more than I am. So if you find yourself in an environment that is less conducive to interactions, it's going to be harder to talk to people. That's the first one. Now, how do you start the conversations? The best ones that I found are always situational comments. Any sort of commonality you find between the two of you, easily in the environment. This is good because it doesn't put the pressure on the other person to give like some witty response, or if you ask them a personal question like, how has your day been? Or let's say something about their item that they have. It can be slightly pressure inducing, especially in socially tight environments, to give you a adequate response. But a simple comment about how loud the venue is, the architecture, the pillars, maybe the design of the car, something along those lines, it's easy for the person to agree with and just, give a casual response to. And then from there, you can branch out into different areas. Let's say you talk about how old you think it is, maybe if they've done it, if they've been to the location more, or if they have somebody that they know that goes to the location more. These things, they come with practice, and they come with your own individual preferences, opinions, and authentic self. So I could give you like a list of them, but really you don't want to have to memorize anything. That sucks. You want to just be able to have the blueprint and go from there. Oh, the light just flashed me. The way, if you want all of the information on how to go from shy, timid to social, confident, then in the description down below, I have the full Introvert's Guide going over everything that you need for creating connections. Also, I swear my teeth are not this yellow in real life. It's the filter, I swear. It's like, jeez, it's making my... it's like the same color as the shirt I'm wearing. So check it out. I think you'll find it amazing. So something else that I found from these social interactions is that you need to match the person's energy. Now, what do I mean by this? When you're in different social environments, there will be people at different social levels. A person in the party that's loud music, dancing, is not going to be acting the same way that a person you meet in a library or a philosophy meetup. So it makes sense to naturally pace yourself with the person that you're with. You don't want to go too intense, be smiling a lot, big eyes, big teeth, everything. If you are with a person that is very clearly timid, very clearly calm, a person that is giving you minimal energy. Same way, if you are with somebody who is very clearly excited about something, maybe they're talking to you about, I don't know what that was, if they're talking to you about their favorite football team, they're so ecstatic about it. Even if you don't actually vibe with what they're saying, if you match their energy, they can find it a lot more endearing, and you will often have a better time with them. Now, of course, this should be authentic to you. You should at least let them know that, okay, I like, your energy, it's so awesome. Although I don't really have an interest in soccer, football, whatever you're talking about with them. And from there, let me form my thoughts. The biggest realization that I've had in the past few years is something that I think some of us know, but a lot of us don't. And it's that people will always value having a captive audience over an intellectual partner. Now, this means the person wants to talk about themselves, but not to anybody. They want to talk about themselves to somebody that will genuinely listen and find it interesting. Now, this comes with the caveat that if you pretend to listen and don't really care, it's going to be a negative time for both of you, because you will kind of zone out at points where you won't be listening fully because you truly do not have the investment. And the other person, sooner or later, will probably tell that you don't really care that much. So it's important to make sure when you're having conversations with people, it's conversations you like, even though 9 times out of 10, the other person is going to be talking a lot more than you. Let's say you guys are talking about aliens. That is a topic I would love to have. Even if I am not the one doing most of the talking, it would still be an engaging conversation. Whereas, let's say we were talking about, this is randomly controversial, but let's say it was abortion, The other person could be talking a lot. Let's say they're super passionate about it. And I would be listening. I would be, nodding my head. But I don't think I would be as engaged with the topic as the former, which will reflect. Humans are a lot smarter than we give them credit for. They can pick up on cues almost subconsciously that we don't think we're giving. So make sure you're having conversations with a person and they will appreciate it because they love having a captive audience. And this goes back to it, where you need to be asking questions that you actually care to know the answer to. Because so many times we ask questions that really, it does not matter what the response is because we don't care. We're just trying to get them to like us. But it's a double-edged sword because both of the people there are going to be miserable. You don't care about the answer, so why should you invest in the conversation? They will probably give you a, repeated automatic response to which their minds are shut off because they're not really listening either, because they haven't been asked a question that they actually care about. So, how do you solve this? You ask questions you care about. And of course, use some social calibration with this. You don't want to ask a blatantly inappropriate question to a person that you just met. I lost my train of thought. What I was trying to say is that you don't want to be asking blatantly inappropriate questions. And all of these things, I've noticed, just come with time. You don't have it all down pat right now, which is fine. Social skills are a skill for a reason. It's a skill issue. And like with any skill, you can learn it, you can improve on it. People always think if they don't have it right the first time, that they're this social weirdo that will never change, that will always be the same. Dude, relax. So, last thing, and it's a bit of a hardball, but it's going back to the comment that I read in the beginning. People are really bad at asking questions. Remember how I said that social skills are a skill? A lot of people also are pretty bad at them. So, it's not really something we can complain about when we say that, I ask questions, but people don't ask me questions. It's annoying, but it's just a fact of humans. They will always invest more in themselves, they will always care more about themselves than other people. And of course, in a perfect world, we would be interacting with people that would be equally invested in what we have, our own lives. They'd be asking us genuine, deep questions, but most people just don't. It's when you're close friends with somebody, that's when you find it. That's when they can ask you those questions. And it comes with time, like with all great things. What's that saying? Like, great things come to those who wait. It's just a waiting game. So, there you go. If you have any questions, then leave them in the comments. Any, other video ideas you want to see from me, you know the stuff. So, remember, take action, learn from failure. See ya.